Hey everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing Batman, Bruce Wayne, The Road Home. Take a look at this comic cover right here. Now, for the sake of this review, I'm just going to call this The Road Home. I really don't have to say the whole title each time I talk about the comic. With that said, The Road Home is a collection of stories dealing with Bruce Wayne coming back to the fold in Gotham and dealing with his allies and enemies, his friends and his family. Things have changed since you've left good old Bruce. People have grown, people have changed their costumes, and enemies have become, well, not that much different. Actually, most of the enemies are the same. But stuff has changed. Gotham isn't quite the world you left it. You're not quite the person who left Gotham. So, before you return to being Batman, what do you gotta do? You have to go and check up on all your friends and family and pretend to be someone that you're not. And that's the basic concept of the story. Bruce Wayne is going around under the identity of someone called the Insider, which is actually a pretty interesting name that I used for D&D for a while. And the Insider is going around and keeping notes on the progression of each of Bruce Wayne's friends or family. These include Batman and Robin, Red Robin, Catwoman, Barbara Gordon, Commissioner Gordon, Batgirl, and even Ra's al Ghul, among others sprinkled on top like the Outsiders and Vicky Vale. See, Bruce is trying to figure out exactly if he's fit to return to this world, if he is fit to return to the role of Batman, or has things grown out of him? Has the ideal of the Bat grown so big and so bigger than him that it doesn't need Bruce Wayne anymore? Well, these are all questions that you will get answered once you actually get into the story itself. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole entire plot of the story because each individual issue itself is its own self-contained story. Like Commissioner going around and taking care of some bad guys, or Red Robin working with the Insider to take out the League of Spiders, or something along that lines. The only real overarching story to this is the Vicky Vale story, where Vicky is trying so desperately to find evidence and proof that Bruce Wayne is indeed Batman. So, with that said, let's get into the good, the bad, and whether or not you should get it. Well, good. The first good is I really like Vicky Vale in this. I really like Vicky Vale's overarching story, and I really wish she was a character that writers would use more often. She was originally conceptualized back in the Golden Age as kind of the Bruce Wayne version of Lois Lane. She was a reporter, she was about getting the scoop, and she was about finding out who was behind the mysterious mask. Similar to Lois Lane, trying to figure out who Superman was, trying to get the scoop, a reporter. However, Vicky Vale didn't work out that well for Bruce for whatever reason. She has showed up sporadically throughout the DC universe, but never really made any major appearances. Since Batman R.I.P., she's shown up more often. And let me just say, I do like Vicky Vale. I think she's an interesting character. She's not just another clone of Lois Lane. She's a different type of reporter. It's like saying Dick Grayson as Batman is the same as Bruce as Batman. That's not true. Dick is a completely different creature from Bruce as Batman. So I like how Vicky bounces off Bruce. And the subtle moments we have between the two is really nice. The two of them were an item, so she could be a love interest in the future, although I doubt that. See, the thing is Batman, as much as I would love him to have a permanent love interest like, say, Superman or Flash had, he's not really going to have that. At least I don't see that happening in the near future. As much strides have we made for Bruce to become more humanized, and as much we've done to make him and Catwoman get together, it still doesn't look good because, well, to be honest, Bruce is kind of a screwed up individual. So he really doesn't do well with relationships. Don't get me wrong, I am waiting for the day when Bruce and Selina get together. But if Bruce doesn't get Selina, you know, Vicky wouldn't be a bad substitute because Vicky matches well with Bruce. Selina Kyle, without a doubt, is the best mate, significant other, spouse, maybe even wife to Bruce Wayne because, you know, they just work so well together. However, if there was ever a second choice, I would put Vicky Vale in next, above Talia, above Wonder Woman, above everyone else, because Vicky just works well as a foil for Bruce. But again, you know, there's always wishful thinking, and sorry, Vicky, as much as I like you, and as much as I do want to see you exposed more in the Batman comics, I still put my number in for Catwoman, because she and Bruce belong together. Anyways, so, Vicky Vale's story was good. I found it interesting, I found her methodology fun, and I found her little adventure to be fun. With nice touching moments towards the end, and her growing as a character and fleshing out. Some of the stories were very nice, like the Barbara Gordon one was probably my favorite, with the Batgirl coming in second. Catwoman's was okay, but there was a few things said in Catwoman that kind of threw me off. For example, Bruce saying how much he loves how she's grown and the person she's changed into, and that he loves her, but then he says that he can never fully trust her, or something to that effect. Again, we made so much strides in Hard Hush, and then that kind of just throws it to the side. You know, Paul Dini then does the House of Hush storyline, and the two of them embrace, and even Grant Morrison is embracing the idea of those two getting together. So the Catwoman one's okay. Batman and Robin was meh, and from there on out, the least favorite was the Commissioner Gordon one, which brings me into the bad. Commissioner Gordon's story was not that good. Ra's al Ghul was barely used, although he was okay, he was barely used. And Dick and Damian really didn't do much. They didn't even know Bruce was the insider, and I'm not revealing anything, I'm not spoiling anything for you, but that is the case. The art can be good at times, and it can be bad at times. We have multiple different artists, one for each story. So, you know, you're going to have really good art, and then some art you're going to be kind of like, oh. But, you know, that's just the nature of this beast. On a whole, whether or not you should get it. Well, let me just say, before I picked up this trade paperback, well, this is a hardcover, before I picked this up, I've heard a lot of things saying that this was a bad story. Now, I think a lot of that was attributed to two things. One is the fact that they're all individual one-shot stories that have just that overarching thing with Vicky, but they were all just individual stories. And two is that no one knew what order to read the comics in. The good thing about this is that they do put the issues in order of what you should read them. I think it goes along the line as Batman, and then you go to Red Robin, and then Batgirl, and then The Outsiders, and then so on and so forth, and Ra's al Ghul's the last issue. But before buying these in individual issues, no one knew what order they were supposed to be in, because I believe 3 issues were released at a time, and I think that was a big problem people had with this particular story. And I have to say, that would probably bother me too. But I didn't have this problem with this graphic novel because everything was in order. Will I say it made the story fantastic? The story, for the most part, is okay. There's some nice moments in there. There's some good inner dialogue for Bruce, and there's some touching scenes, and it's nice to see him kind of interact with each individual person in the Batman family. My major problem with this is, well, one, it was just okay. Two is, how many Return of Bruce Wayne stories do we have going on? We have The Return of Bruce Wayne. We have Bruce Wayne, The Road Home. We have Batman The Return, which was that issue dealing with Bruce returning. And it just seems like we have, you know, even like Batman Inc. is dealing with him returning. It just seems there's so many things telling, oh, this is the return story of Bruce. Not so much as him coming back, it's just more or less him adapting to being back. And that's just something I have with it. Maybe it's just me, maybe you won't have that problem, and this is definitely different from all the other stories with dealing of Bruce's return. But for the most part, this is lackluster. It's okay at best. Do I recommend picking it up? Well, it's definitely not necessary. If you do want to pick it up, I would wait for trade. That's probably the best bet. I wouldn't pay the $20+ for this. It's not really worth it. If you really want to read it now and you don't want to pay that amount of money, pick up certain individual issues. You'll know what you like. The ones that I didn't care for were... The Outsider one wasn't really that good. The Commissioner Gordon one really wasn't that good. And the Batman and Robin one really wasn't that good. The rest were okay. The Barbara Gordon was really the best one, and the Catwoman coming in second. But, yes, That's the verdict. Batman Bruce Wayne The Road Home. It's okay, but it's really not worth what they're asking for it. So if you're going to get it in trade or look for the individual issues. They're only, what, a year old? Less than that? Probably. So you can probably just get those and enjoy them for what they're worth. So with that said, I'm going to end this review here. This is Andrew saying peace out for now.